Grant.
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 But unless you are willing to grant my freedom, grant my freedom, grant my freedom.
Like, if they'd review it, grant me a few, grant me a few, grant me a few, well, then I'd be happy to lend my insights.
Castaway. And for that, I'll grant you 5 minutes. I'll grant you 5 minutes. I'll grant you 5 minutes.
You know, this place is funded by a special grant from the House Un-American Activities Committee.
In fact, we as society grant cops a certain amount of authority to make those calls because we acknowledge that their job is difficult and dangerous.
This undertaking, grant her thy strength, guide her with thy grace, that she may carry home these poor souls.
So, the way it looks to me, through the cataracts I grant you, is that you can either sign here...
It's a thing of beauty, I'll grant you that.
Yes. And it can be yours for 30 florins. 30?
Yeah.
Chains, fight with us to seize the ship, and we will grant you that freedom once this ends.
They bring food for us soon.
We ask that you grant us the strength to enter the dream world.
You will join his crew, and you will grant him disposal of your ship.
Vision, I am happy to grant you full access to the department.
Is your freedom. I'm prepared to grant it to you.
How do you know I won't kill you?
Capture.
Capture. Capture.
Capture.
Capture.
You and none other be the one to capture her beauty. Capture her beauty. Capture her beauty.
I'd say she has a discerning eye, then.
A capture. A capture. A capture. You've taught me well, my first victory.
You knew we were here when you sent an armed raiding party to capture one of us, capture one of us, capture one of us, and torture him.
Pursue them to the Aeolian plain, then overtake them and capture the Red Woman alive.
Just in case this is a suicide or they capture us and we never see each other again anymore.
How many of us did you capture?
48, including you.
Perpetrators were well armed, disinterested in capture. In order to protect the victims and ourselves, we had to make tough calls.
Exchange, I would aid him in the capture of a fugitive from justice.
I'm going beyond the wall to Craster's Keep. I'm going to capture the mutineers holed up there. Or kill them.
He said it would capture the nightmares.
You're still restrained, right?
Yes. But the magic that we use to capture her will only keep her powerless for a short while.
I can't find it.
I'm guessing that's where the shadow comes in.
That's why we have to capture it.
Capture it? We've never been within 10 feet of Pan unless he wanted us to be. Sure, I like the sound of about to.
Pan's shadow. Emma went with Hook and Neil to capture it. That's our way off the island.
Capture Pan's shadow.
Hypothesis.
Hypothesis. Hypothesis. Hypothesis. Hypothesis.
Yes.
Has it been proved scientifically?
Well, for the moment, it's just hypothesis, 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 I confess.
Our current hypothesis is that he lives somewhere along the highway.
Well, perhaps you should reevaluate your hypothesis. Hypothesis. Hypothesis.
And that somehow has you convinced he's innocent?
I was testing a hypothesis and it began to form back in Victor Nardin's hotel room. It was odd.
Now, if Ginn still has the printer, or if we can compel him to confirm our hypothesis, prove that I was...
Family fortune. I tried to warn him he wouldn't listen, so I set about proving my hypothesis.
7 times, if memory serves, once in a pod on the London Eye.
Maybe that's where Gaspar and his team are supposed to take her.
Fine hypothesis. This method best explains that and the grisly amputation. Far better than my initial tow truck hypothesis.
Snap your spine, accelerate.
See, I don't think you really do.
Well, let's test your hypothesis.
Oh, I think you're willing to, but want's a different thing.
Drain.
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 Storm drain. Storm drain. Van Buren Wells.
Nobody ever found it.
We could grind her almost completely down. Like just send her on down the sewer, right down into the drain, right down into the drain, right down into the drain.
Oh, really? This is what? This is drain cleaner, drain cleaner, drain cleaner.
I didn't draft off his work. A month ago, you were circling the drain at Wyatt. Now you're some hotshot exec over at Icon.
Yeah, I could slit your wrist, drain into a glass, and drink it.
You stole one of these little transfer keys, right?
You could drain the accounts.
They are genetically engineered wasps that when they sting you, they drain your body's natural swagger supply.
Oh, because he peed his pants, right?
Yes, I'm going to burn his clothes, drain his blood, and melt his bones with acid.
I'm sorry, plus I can't get this stupid drain unclogged anyways.
Stick that hanger down there.
The Petersburg Grant is experiencing a power drain right now.
Barry, be careful.
Now, that looks like an overflow drain deep in the woods, so we should be able to slip into the compound without anyone seeing a thing.
Potential blockbuster drug down the drain.
Employer.
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 Employer. Employer.
I know who you are.
And, unlike your current employer, I protect those who work for me.
You better respect my employer. My employer. My employer. But you should respect how difficult my job is.
We intercepted a call between him and a certain Saul Goodman Esquire. You know, your employer, your employer, your employer.
Captain Zanoli, my employer, Leonardo da Vinci, Lorenzo Medici's own war engineer.
What happened?
My employer beat him with the butt of an antique rifle.
Declan's execution is set for midnight 2 days from now. Camille Declan's former employer, Jason Brodeur, released a statement saying, quote,
You want to destabilize China's economy.
It's not what I want, but rather my employer.
Screw you. I've got a reputation in the security business. It's one thing if my employer gets iced. It's another if it happens in his bedroom.
Let's discuss your previous employer. Why did you join S.H.I.E.L.D. in the first place?
No, Mrs. Patmore. Then might I remind you we are preparing dinner for your future employer?
He's a good man. And a decent employer.
One can get their heads around, and it doesn't hurt that Iowa's biggest employer is the public school system.
Prospect. Prospect.
Prospect. Prospect. Prospect.
You seem disappointed by the prospect. Prospect.
I mean, when I was first approached about entering this race, the prospect of winning seemed a distant, nearly impossible feat.
Disagreement without prospect of resolution. Prospect of resolution. Prospect of resolution.
Fuck you, Jack. Give me back the whore.
You're Billy Gates, what they do. He's young, he's talented, true 5-tool player with speed, arm. This guy is a can't-miss prospect. This is a great sign.
Right. About my cycling trip to Germany, sir.
Oh, I can't say I'm pulling handkerchiefs out of my arse at the prospect, but I suppose a few days won't put us too far behind.
I can't wait to taste your soup. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wait, there's a free concert tonight in Prospect Park, and I was going to take my grandmother.
Save her?
Once Bunge is in custody, the prospect of life without parole will loom large. Jenna's location will be the only chip he has to bargain with, and he will break.
That man has a strange way of handling the prospect of imminent wealth beyond reason.
You expecting company?
No, but I'm not afraid of the prospect.
When you think how excited Lucy Rothfuss was at the prospect, it's too awful for any words.
What a ghastly prospect.
I suppose you're here to say that Lord Flintshire would find the prospect of a black son-in-law preposterous.
Reveal.
Reveal. Reveal. Reveal. Reveal.
The doctor told Stilu his name has been revealed.
To be honest, people are gonna believe it.
I didn't do anything nobody else does.
I didn't do anything nobody else. You reveal everything and nothing.
Lost for centuries, there was only one key to the secret museum and one map to reveal its hidden location.
Mate, do you know if it's possible to raise the reveal clouds once the reveal is done?
Apocalypse. It's Greek. To uncover or reveal. That's what crises do. They reveal character, strength.
How could you possibly know all this? Why would he reveal such plans to his wife's maid?
No, to believe that the chosen one, our savior, will someday reveal himself to us.
If the chosen one would simply reveal himself, might make our defense budget obsolete.
Afraid to talk, to reveal yourself. Trust me.
Well now, brother, we reveal our king's cowardice. The cave demands that you reveal a truth about yourself. A secret you would never admit to anyone.
I conveyed all this information to Professor Mason, and he agreed it would only create undue panic and worry to reveal it to the general population.
Bringer of peace. Go ahead, make me your slave. You have been chosen to reveal the solution.
After all, we are nothing more or less than what we choose to reveal.
Extinct.
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 Actually, it seems that they're now de-extinct. As I'm sure you're aware, scientists have recently pioneered biotechnology capable of resurrecting extinct species. Essentially, the DNA of the extinct creature is placed inside the uterus of its nearest living genetic relative. In the Quahas case, that's a zebra. One pregnancy later, the formerly extinct species is birthed into being.
I thought they were extinct. Extinct.
Still around.
Well, yeah, they're not extinct. Extinct. If that's what you're thinking, but it wasn't this dude. He'd be dead.
10 years later, you're still impressed with yourself. Same old coat, same old hat. You're extinct, Huck.
Mr. Darcy, that is so rude.
So when all humans are extinct, you're not going to start a robot society?
It's actually an extinct volcano. Not quite extinct.
The sons of Mithras are an extinct order.
Why would anyone buy into a currency that's about to become extinct?
They would not.
We are the angels' natural enemy. It won't be over until either they're extinct or we are.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's a giant amakihi. I think these are extincted, no?
Okay?
Yeah.
Trouble afoot. I just received word that there's a giant running amok in the outer village.
I thought giants were extinct.
A nearly extinct old dinosaur like me.
Son Conyer, they look very similar, but the Carolina parakeet is extinct.
Incident.
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 Yeah, bad history. They went through the academy together, and there was an incident.
What kind of incident?
Yeah, but we don't have any jurisdiction here, Castle. If the NYPD tries to open up a British diplomatic patch, we could risk an international incident.
Dr. Wells.
I guess you heard about Barry's incident last night. If you're looking for him, I think he's at the station.
So, I went over all the incident reports involving Jerry Tyson during his 4 years at Sing Sing.
My personal feelings aside, I still have to investigate this incident.
Detective!
It's a private party. Yeah, well, there was an incident at Adam Hunt's building tonight. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, we're having pizza. I'm sorry, I had a little incident in the kitchen. I guess that's what happens when you haven't used an oven in 6 years.
MD, you know her?
Yeah, I know her. Why?
There was an incident at a local coffee shop. She was there.
Doctor, there's been another incident.
Excuse me.
What is that? Oh, the inciting incident of this chapter. An ogre attack.
Incident report from that T-bone last shift.
Contradict.
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 Contradict the word of the emperor?
No, man. Why not? It contradicts everything I just said, John. Contradicts everything I just said, John. Contradicts everything I just said, John.
But unless you've got a witness who can contradict Mr. Holmes.
A DNA test will contradict you, but I don't think that's going to be necessary.
Well, I don't mean to contradict you, but getting it to her, impossible.
Which completely contradicts her confession.
Coming back after all these years contradicts every law of physics, biology.
She may be my aunt, but she's a dark horse.
No one will contradict you there.
I doubt he would contradict one of his ministers.
See if he's willing to talk one-on-one.
But when you contradict me in front of Seth, it compromises my authority over.
Identification.
Identification. Identification. Identification.
Identification.
Identification, please. Identification, please. Identification, please.
Security 6 to Life Sciences.
Identification, please. Identification, please. Identification, please.
Of course.
Charles, you've got mine, right?
Yes.
Your identification of Jared Howe has helped. There was a sighting.
Be released at this time, awaiting the family identification.
Serial killer. Police can soon expect to receive Miss Duvall's identification cards along with a taunting note from Beatty in the mail.
Any other form of identification? No. It's all in my sports bag.
Would you like to see it?
I'd love to.
This is penal area MS1. 446 requesting identification code.
I'm just getting some sediment from underneath his fingernails. Identification may prove beyond our grasp.
We could get lucky.
Fine.
He wasn't carrying any identification. All he had in his pockets was a set of keys, some loose change.
We ran his prints and DNA.
We're not about to tag the subway car?
Yes. I mean, no.
I need to see some identification. I'm gonna have to write you up for this.
Jared Stone?
Convene.
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 Convene. Convene.
I am. And if you disagree, convene a vote, convene a vote, convene a vote, and take my place.
I don't give a damn about the title.
Gentlemen, why don't we all reconsider our positions and convene whenever the Pembertons and I have looked through what fact is.
Shall I convene the others? Shall I convene the others? Shall I convene the others?
Yes.
And that is to seek the counsel of my betters on this crucial issue. I would have convened a panel of respected economists to help us solve this.
On August 9th, the Supreme Council convened at midnight to discuss whether or not to surrender.
This court is convened to address the custodial status of one Max Kinnon.
It's
to decide whether we need to convene a case conference.
100 million dead bees. The regional numbers are so anomalous that an international apiary summit has been convened at Garrison University to discuss the problem this week.
Oh, he's moving forward, and quickly. He's managed to convene a meeting for later today.
what's left of the weapon.
And if you recover it, have they picked a target? Has there been a change of plans? Is it policy now that my military commanders convene a meeting and I'm not involved?
In the East Room for refreshments, media. He will convene immediately in the briefing room for our conference.
Withdraw.
Withdraw.
Withdraw. Withdraw.
Withdraw.
I'm proposing first to withdraw the fluid, and then to inject the adrenaline to stimulate the heart and restore normal activity.
It's against you. Which was withdrawn? Which was withdrawn? Which was withdrawn? So what, you owe him a favor now? No, that's not how it works.
Standing into danger. Withdraw seaward, or withdraw seaward, or withdraw seaward, or you will be subject to defensive action.
And are valued by some more than they value men's lives.
Withdraw that. Make him withdraw that.
just a somewhat unusual situation for us, having a person withdraw this much in cash.
Troopers, withdraw!
Outsiders never withdraw, Lieutenant.
No, sir.
All our people withdraw. Those are the terms.
But I have to withdraw everybody else. And that includes you, Castle.
Can I just... You know, this guy might be using that alias to withdraw his cash, but I bet he created the account remotely.
I'd like to officially withdraw my concerns about using the dendrotoxin gas.
It is the opinion of this newspaper that President Carter demand Israel withdraw all its citizens from the Gaza Strip and West Bank.
He doesn't know.
He needs to officially withdraw to put pressure on the wall.
Abroad.
Abroad. Abroad. Abroad. Abroad.
If you or go abroad, to a spa. I'll send more if that's what you want.
What lessons have you learned from Iraq, and how specifically would you spread democracy abroad? Spread democracy abroad. Spread democracy abroad.
2 advanced degrees, a Fulbright, 5 diplomatic posts, 14 years abroad, 14 years abroad, 14 years abroad.
I hope you'll enjoy living abroad. Thank you.
Even my mother thought I was faking it the first time. We were abroad.
Today we'll be discussing the overlap of our domestic cybercrime community with terrorism abroad.
Bree and I have decided that Danielle will join us on our honeymoon. When we return, we'll tell our friends she's decided to study abroad.
Now, if my sentence gets commuted, I consider going back to school. Maybe get a master's, study abroad, publish.
I heard 16 months at Women's Central Prison in Thebes.
Not my most pleasant trip abroad.
Really? Never?
Well, once, when I was 15 and spending the summer at the Heidelberg Institute in Germany.
Studying abroad?
No, visiting professor.
Meet Kelly Lynn, born in Shanghai, raised mostly abroad, and recently immigrated to the U.S., or so says her visa paperwork.
Underestimate. 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 Underestimate.
Don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate yourself. You're the third smart.
Keep your eye on him. Seem like a smart man, Francis. You should underestimate me. Don't underestimate me. Don't underestimate me. I know one sidekick.
Can't just erase the fact that 2 people had sex.
I think you underestimate us. You underestimate us. You underestimate us.
People underestimate you, Giuliano.
Yes? That. You underestimate us.
I called because I thought he was making a play. He wasn't. You can't underestimate Briggs.
I had no idea that reusing casings was such a thing.
Never underestimate mankind's passion for rendering the tools of violence and mayhem.
Hard, but I didn't think they'd refuse to give us their DNA.
We underestimated the hold the imposter has over them.
She would have gotten suspicious. Don't underestimate her.
I don't. I don't underestimate you either.
It's better that way.
You'll guarantee that, will you? You underestimate your men yet again. They will hear reason.
To Decorah.
Never underestimate the power of a guilty conscience.
And you underestimate the price of what you've done. You should...
Perhaps we can change the game together.
You severely underestimate me, dearie. I always win.
Illegal.
Illegal. Illegal.
Illegal.
Illegal.
Okay, okay. You're not asleep. You're illegal. You're illegal. You're illegal.
No.
Do you know what's illegal in Europe? It's illegal in Europe. It's illegal in Europe. Nothing.
You could get into real trouble here, Mayor. It's illegal to mess around with a blind trial.
Comic opera. Is it illegal in this city to get better?
No, but it's illegal to operate a medical school without a...
That second, John, that second. Watch the Kimura. Watch the Kimura.
That's illegal.
It's legal. It's legal. Sorry.
That's for me to know, and the rest of you to never know. If all goes as planned.
This is bullshit. Not to mention illegal.
John Moreno wants to invite illegal immigrants into our country.
So hard. She does. She gets good grades. She gets A's.
She has illegal surgery in Mexico. There's no money exchanged. Nothing illegal about it.
This is some heavy shit, kid. Illegal drugs? A 3-year-old?
Not yet, but you were probably right about Thornhill's company being a front for some kind of illegal enterprise.
Discipline. 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 Discipline.
Discipline.
Give the horses a chance. It becomes how you discipline your children. You know, you can discipline and discourage, or you can discipline and encourage.
When will we be assigned to bomber escorts, Colonel?
Now, there have been any number of reports of poor discipline.
Friends. My friends are the twins. Discipline and sacrifice. Discipline and sacrifice. Discipline and sacrifice.
You've maintained exactly the level of discipline I would have expected from you.
Panda, discipline is crucial to Kung Fu mastery. You haven't practiced the Traibo Yao.
Reese. Yahoo. No discipline.
You're not 400 pounds working out of this place. I breathed in and gained a dime.
Mental discipline, man.
To use a bow and arrow requires patience and discipline.
Well, it takes more than a mask. It takes discipline. And since you are probably as stubborn as I am...
Wait, what is that for?
Your lack of discipline has risked everything that we have built.
You're better than anyone.
He needs discipline.
Perhaps.
These two threats have everything to lose. So execute good target ID and muzzle discipline.
Late. You have already broken every rule in the book. Curfew. Dust discipline. You got big for no reason.
I'd assign you any task I think you're capable of.
And if I stepped out of line, you discipline me?
You gotta have discipline. Without a strong father figure, a young man might just end up in prison.
Afternoon.
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 Yesterday afternoon, yesterday afternoon, yesterday afternoon at the Vietnam conference.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
You eating or taking away today?
Take away.
Afternoon.
State is going to quietly reinstate Kate's coverage in time for the surgery this afternoon.
Good afternoon. As you can imagine, the demands of this job are all-encompassing.
Looks like it might rain, right?
Yes, Your Honor, by this afternoon.
Yeah, I was in Mexico in April, not a drop.
Marilyn, can we do this another time?
Pardon me?
Do you want me to drop by this afternoon? Yes. No, let me figure it out, okay? Definitely, I'll drop by.
I'm your new director of spiritual life, Moray Andy, and this is afternoon discussion time.
Eric, this is not the beach. This is the office.
Epic spell this afternoon.
Hunt.
Hunt. Hunt.
Hunt.
Hunt.
The hell are you? You don't know what you've done, pal. You think he's gonna laugh this one off? He will hunt you down. Hunt you down. Hunt you down.
They hunt the fish. They hunt the fish. They hunt the fish. And other sharks. It's as if the cycle of predation governed the evolution of species.
Okay, then. But you can't hunt without a weapon.
Then we have to hunt. Anyone we can spare goes out.
All right, gang. Let's split it up into teams of two. When you hear the sound of the bugle,
The hunt begins. Okay.
Come on, boys. The hunt is on. Meet back at the barn.
If a madman created a scavenger hunt, this is what it would look like.
Crime? What crime? I lured him here so I could hunt him.
Hunt him? Like, hunt him, hunt him?
Affirmative. Hunt him for sport. That's what I do.
Is this another test? 'Cause if Hunden hasn't done anything wrong, then hunting him is, what's the word? Wrong?
I don't look, I hunt.
What script?
The scavenger hunt.
Castle, what's going on?
A scavenger hunt?
No fishing gear? You hunt with tranquilizer guns.
He took a rifle.
Where are you going?
Blackridge Woods. He likes to hunt there.
We will hunt down the murderer, Dale Barbaro.
I want you not to hunt me.
Great, George. We have a duty to the American people to hunt down those responsible, so no, I don't sleep most nights.
Urge.
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 Line of thinking, his motive is a primal urge to kill, primal urge to kill, primal urge to kill. Regardless of who the victim is, he kills at random.
Why is he talking about tombstones?
If you want to continue your useless existence, I strongly urge a sincere apology to Miss Finnegan O'Neill.
I guess you could just call that an urge.
And is that to do with what Dr.
Officials say that one of the reporters had this massive, crazy urge to have some awesomely amazing sex.
And then most guys cheat. And it's not because the wife is some horrible, frigid bitch, but it's because they all have this primal urge to seek variety.
Pieces of shit.
I mean, you know what it's like, the urges. I've done things I'm ashamed of.
I think guitars and garbage work just as well.
Got the urge to play last night. Had to go all the way back to my apartment.
You'll feel pressure. We need you to tell us when the urge to void becomes unbearable.
Why are we doing this?
Because I don't want to wake up one morning with a sudden urge to blow my brains out.
How madly in love you are with your new little baby, and I'm going to have to resist the urge to say, I told you so.
Who are they all? Does anyone else have the sudden urge to run to the streets screaming they're here?
Malcolm might get word. He already knows I have my doubts. Besides, I'm getting the urge to take out the Queen's Gambit for another voyage.
Over the loudspeaker.
Hello?
An end to him deciding we're here to please him whenever the urge arises.
Generate. 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 Generate.
Generate.
It to last a long time, but it's draining. So unless you have some way to generate power, generate power, generate power.
Yes, yes, and yes.
And did you generate the entire series of events?
Because she knew what was about to happen. Her sudden appearance was always sure to generate a few appreciative glances.
On contact with the ocean, these winds push the water. They generate powerful marine currents.
I input transcriptions of my interviews to generate visual representations of words, subjects used.
They keep us spinning so that we generate our own gravity. They help us stay in orbit, and they help us steer.
Digital age.
Which are?
Well, that's what we wanted to know, since our website has failed to generate new subscription business.
Soldiers enhanced by your project, Professor. Soldiers who can generate energy blasts with their bare hands. Soldiers who can fly.
Wow, centrifugal force.
Actually, it's centripetal force, which is an inward force generated by the glass acting on the olive.
Millimeters.
This makes number 6.
Certainly enough metal to generate the magnetism to raise the remains when exposed to the MRI.
Bones, do you think that a potato gun and a beanbag gun could generate the same fig newtons per square inch?
To be clear, I am happy to do the dishes, but there is no universe in which I generate dinner.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Construct.
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 My dear, even Aphrodite herself could not construct a more odious union.
What if I made you?
I swore before the Board of Overseers that I could construct the most radical, cutting-edge role play ever attempted in psychiatry, and it would bring you back.
We construct our first ideas, we construct our first ideas, we construct our first ideas on them based on their appearance. So, if you want to be accepted, you have to look the part.
I'm an ingenieur. I design illusions and construct the apparatus necessary for performing them.
It vexes. Love is either a human construct or it's a real thing, right?
The concept of love exists. Therefore, it is useful even if it is a human construct. It exists because it serves a need.
There's no such person as Pumpkin. He's a construct of Blake Tanner's mind.
Has helped me feel myself again. To construct for myself an illusion that I'm still on the good fortune.
Read about it. It's as big as a truck.
Yes, well, obviously someone has constructed a portable handheld version.
From what I understand, they're practically identical.
They most likely constructed their labs here, 2 levels below the O2 machine, best place for negative pressure and ventilation.
We believe the Ishveni are constructing a new power source which would neutralize any further attempt to liberate humanity once and for all.
Card.
Card. Card. Card. Gone.
Everybody thought he was going to get off. But I had one card left to play. One card left to play. One card left to play.
Now, put that card back in. Put that card back in. Put that card back in. Anywhere.
All right.
What, there's no greeting card for that?
Know how awkward it is when I gotta leave the card game early and go to my white supremacist meeting.
We've been here a week, Houston. Let's just finish this. Card is up.
That's a negative. I'm afraid we're getting nothing on this end, Doc.
Except security in the file room is so old school, you need a key card to get in, which even if you had, you wouldn't know where to start looking for the file. Then what?
And then we use your key card to get us in. We get Julie out.
I thought presaged the end of days, but that's just because that's the last card I got.
Well, whatever it was a good thing that Rebecca stopped it.
There's only 2 kings left in the whole deck. What are the odds of the next card being one of them?
Less than 5%.
I was wondering if I might put a card in your window.
A card, my lady?
For a job asking for applicants.
See something? When our friends shot up the black box, they damaged the SD card that holds all the video.
Disappeared off the grid about 3 years ago.
Disappeared.
No records, cell phone, bank card usage, no IP address, nothing.
All the AT&T records without leaving a backup with somebody. I'm not gonna blow my get out of jail card on a wild goose chase.
Pursue. Pursue.
Pursue. Pursue.
Pursue.
DCFS looked in the Wilkinson girls case. Not gonna pursue. Not gonna pursue. Not gonna pursue.
You were the one who told Zoe to pursue this. Pursue this. Pursue this.
No, Raymond told me this was your idea. To pursue this compromise. To pursue this compromise. To pursue this compromise.
Why pursue this wedding any longer? I've already won.
Not yet.
No, my guys will get you, and you assist the doctor pursuing your leads. My guys will get you out.
Callie, I foretell that tonight is your last night waiting tables, and instead you can pursue writing full time.
And if you did pursue Briggs in order to record that admission, his disappearance would be on tape.
Force them to let me pursue it.
Our you people pursue this, see where it leads. But Andrew Haynes is still a prime suspect.
I hope so, but if he doesn't, then we need to take a breath and discuss how to pursue this. Or whether to pursue it.
Don't worry, I'm not here to pursue the Lady Swan.
Yeah, he's just here to throw back the fear with the doors.
Twice for questioning. He came in voluntarily, but there wasn't a sniff of proof, and the department decided not to pursue.
Recommendation. Recommendation.
Recommendation. Recommendation.
Recommendation.
Apologies. I do hope she can count on you for a glowing recommendation. Recommendation.
recommendation.
Sure.
Oh, well, are you sure she's trustworthy?
Well, she comes with a strong recommendation from the head of the local FBI office.
That's perfect. I'm trying to fit into an old dress. I need intense.
Forget it. You can't get in without a recommendation. Recommendation. And I'm not recommending you.
It's 15 to 25 with parole and 10 for giving us Tyson's new alias, and I need to give the ADA a recommendation.
I gave you my highest recommendation.
You did.
Yeah?
No.
I was just on my way to work. Thought I would pick up my letter of recommendation.
Right. For your grant application.
Yes.
Your recommendation?
Cancellation. Your recommendation?
Well?
Andrew's recommending Sky be removed from S.H.I.E.L.D., effective immediately.
I agree with his recommendation.
I must accept the recommendation of others when I'm outvoted. Here we stand.
I discovered a recommendation to make you a field agent.
I'm really sorry about the board's recommendation.
Nonsense. It had nothing to do with the board or with you. We didn't have the data to support it.
Omar Risha is not a terrorist. He worked for U.S. forces in Iraq and for my company as a translator. There's a recommendation in here from my boss, Ken Davis. What more proof do you want?